From humble beginnings, now he is a star.
Hey! What's up, my peoples? EmGo here, the freaking geek himself, and today we will be reviewing the Transformers Age of the Primes Titan class, Star Optimus Prime. So here we are, and there he is, and first and foremost, as always, we'll take a quick look at the packaging. Right up front here, we have some lovely box art of Prime in all of his modes. We got some Primes there in the background. Lovely. The 13, Star Optimus Prime. On this side, we have some Primes. Till all are one in multiple languages. Hooray for languages. Funny how this picture does not match that. That's hilarious. But anyway, on this side of the box, we have a lovely image there of Star Optimus Prime. Again, the 13. Oh, wait, we have to come back here because he is a Titan classic Titan. Up top, Transformers, Optimus Prime. Lovely picture of the 13 Primes. On the bottom, words, things, barcodes. On the back of the box, you have your obligatory product shots. This, that, thing, stuff, the other. And that's basically it for the packaging. Then, moving right along, here we have Star Optimus Prime, or Star Convoy, whatever you want to call him. But, yeah, this is this year's Titan class figure. Not really, but I get why he was sold as a Titan. But anyway, we'll get into that later. But yeah, here he is in his robot mode. He is packed in robot mode, and I think he looks pretty dang good, honestly. But let's get in close so we can take a look, not at that crotch, at the noggin, right there. There's the noggin. You have to raise up some more. He's a big guy. But yeah, nice head sculpt we got going on there. Looks good. We got some silver for the mouth plate. Silver here on the sides here. Silver on the head crest. A little bit of yellow there. He does have light-piped eyes, but as you can see, they don't really work at all. You need legit, like, a really bright, direct light to actually make that work. There you go. You can kind of see. Yeah, it just needs really bright direct light for that light piping to actually work properly. Otherwise, his eyes just look dead, which, that does suck. He does have some big old shoulder cannons here. These are packed separately in the box. They're just pegged on. Just peg them in, and they can move up and down and rotate however you want. Got nice Autobot symbols there on the shoulders. You got the nice golden star right there. The transclearance blue windshield packs. Got some nice silver there in the abdomen with the yellow. And we got kind of a goldish color. Not really, kind of. Well, the typical paint scheme that is Prime, Convoy, whatever you want to call them again. With dozies, move the back. Got some tread action going on. The star booty. Just this little panel right here. Otherwise, quite clean. Now, articulation-wise, what have we got? You shall be informed of such. So the head can rotate, can do a full 360. He can look down. You can do that, and that's pretty much it. So yeah, the head articulation, that sucks. Would have been nice if you could at least look up or something, but that's it. We get rotation, down, that's all you get. Not a fan of that. As far as the arms, nice clickety-clackety joint there. Can do a full 360. You got outward movements on those shoulders. Again, big ratchet. You can unclip the shoulder entirely if you want to get some more range of movement out of that. Snap that back in. You got bicep rotation. You have 90 degrees of bend there at the elbow. You can bend both ways if you wanted to. Very musical joints there. You do have wrist rotation. The hands can open and close. Ratcheted waist. You can move these panels out of the way. So legs. Can move forward about that far. Back about that far. Outward. You can do the full splits. You got thigh rotation. You only get slightly under 90 degrees of bend there at the knee. Yep, that's it. Sorry, just making sure. As far as the toes, they cannot move up. They can move down. And you get your ankle tiltage. Now, as far as accessories go, we get quite a bit of stuff here. First off, we get his big old blaster here. Just cast in black. But looks quite nice. So we also get this transparent blue bullet here. And this goes into the slot like that. So now he always has one in the chamber. It's weird, but hey, why not? Dare I say why not? But you get that. You also get this blaster right here, which also becomes a turret. And we'll show off how that is incorporated in a bit, but you get that also. We also get a sword hilt, which has a couple uses, and if you hold it this way, look, it's the Matrix. Clever! But anyway, we get that as well. We also get effects parts. We get the little fire effects parts that we've gotten with previous Titans. Of course, all these are sectional. You can take them all apart. And we get 2 extra tips there. We get that. We also get 2 extra blushes. Oh, we get some nice yellow blushes. I will never be opposed to getting more blushes. So yay, we have some more blushes. So we get 2 of those. And we also get this big transparent blue effects part here. That's a big old blue blush. It's a blush in the, pure sense of the term there. It's a blush. Anyway, we get that as well. And we also get this right here. We get MT13. Nice Autobot symbol there. Silver. Metallic red. You got some metallic blue there for the windshields and windows. Got these little rolling wheels. These wheels are just molded in, but these are the ones that roll. He does roll, as rolling things should. Hooray for rolling. And we can open up the back, and there's one more thing. Whoop, we get little Micromaster Hot Rod. Hey, just a little hot rod. And yeah, looks nice. For being a little baby hot rod, looks quite good. You get the nice metallic blue there for the windshield. You get that nice flame design. The silver exhaust pipes. There's the top, there's the bottom, visible head. See, he's got it, but he does roll also, as rolling things should. Hooray for rolling. We'll transform him real quick because it's all of 4 steps. You just untab the arms here from the sides, bring down the hood, you unfold his legs, and then you flip these panels back so he has something to actually stand on. And there you have little hot rod in his robot mode. And yeah, he's a little hot rod there. You can see, little hot rod with a little face, but eyes are painted in blue, silver face there. Yeah, got some goldish paints on the thighs there. I mean, the fins are on his legs instead of his back, but it's okay. Again, he's a little hot rod. And articulation-wise, the head does not move, but the arms can rotate. You can get some in and out. The elbows are on a ball joint. They can rotate. 90 degrees of bend. Nothing at the waist. Legs, forward, back, out. Pretty much full splits. Knee joint. 4 range of movement. He doesn't really have feet, per se. He just has like a tiny little nub there, but you can move that part down if you needed to support any posing. But yeah, it's just a little hot rod there. And that is everything you get with Star Optimus Prime. So while we have MT13 out, we can show off what it can do because it has its own little battle station here. So what you do is you remove the front cab section, and then you flip out these twin gun barrels here, and that will plug up top. There are 2 ports. You can plug it in whichever one you want. As always, your toy display however you wish. So you have ports on the side. You can plug it onto the side if you want. Again, do what you want. As always, your toy, do what you want with it. But you got that going on. And then you can bring in this section here. Just rotate the blue section down and just snap that into place. And Hot Rod can man this, and he actually does like lock onto this thing. So what you want to do is you want to bring his little heels down, and if you look here, there's a little cutout right here, and that will fit his leg perfectly. And his leg will just sit right in there like that, and then you just bring up the heel, and that will just kind of finish locking him in place. And then you just do the same thing on the other side. So you just get the leg in that groove, and then just bring that heel up like so, and then you just bend his arms, and you got him manning that turret, and he will not fall off of it. And you can take the turret and plug it right up top here, and you can have that going on. Again, things you can do if you want to do it. Why not? Dare I say why not? And all of these are Blush compatible, so you can plug some Blushes onto it. Do whatever you want there. Just have a fun time. A fun Blushin' time. As far as Prime goes, of course he can wield his weapons. We can just give him his blaster here. We can give him the sword hilt. Now, if you want, now the instructions do tell you to use this effect part and plug that in to make the sword. You can do that if you want to, or if you want to, you can use this one as well. I think that looks a little bit better as a sword, but again, totally display it however you wish, but just for the sake of argument, we'll just plug this in here and use this effect part and plug it into his blaster. And of course, these blasters up here are also Blush compatible. Yes, since we have Blushes, we will use our Blushes. Get one in there, and get one in there, and then we can do a big old star Blush. Oh yeah, the Blush of the stars. Prime can also hold on to this blaster as a handheld weapon. Just plugs in like that. That's a thing you can do. If you want to do it for more pew-pewing and bang-banging, another configuration you can do with this and the main blaster here, it involves the sword hilt. So what they want you to do is they want you to take the sword hilt, plug this in here, and then take this and plug this into the sword hilt. And this is kind of snug. There we go. Plug that in, and you can have that going on. I am not a fan of that, and it doesn't really hold on all that well, but it's a thing you can do if you want to do it. And one last accessory we can show off resides within his chest, because of course, what's a Prime without something in his chest? Well, he's just a pack. But we can open up the chest, open this up, and right in here, it's just pegged in. We have the Zodiac. You can see just done in a transparent blue with the symbol done in silver. Let's have a little poster. He can hold this in his hand if you want to, and if you want, for reasons, you can plug this into the sword hilt. I don't know. Thing you can do if you want to do it. But yeah, got the little Zodiac in there. He does have some nice molded detail in the chest. And if you want, you can take Hot Rod and totally sit him in there. Why not? Dare I say why not? Now, as far as storage, this is where his big beefy legs come into play. So you want to take these panels here and just bring them up. And we can open up the fronts of his leg here. And we can take MT13. And you can see we have these two big square ports. It's for these two bits right there. And you just line it up. And you just push him in, and he does sit in there quite securely. It's actually hard to get him out once you have it in there, but you just close that up, and there you have your storage. Hooray for storage! And then we can open up the other leg, and they just want you to store the sword hilts right in there, like so. There's nowhere really to store this if you don't want him holding it. What I usually do is I just take it, I open it up, and I just kind of sit it in here like that. And just close it up. It does close up, and there you go. You can have that stored. Hey, come on. You worked for me before. Or was it this way? I forget how I did it. I think it was like that. There you go. Like that. Hey, it stays in, so hey, storage. Hooray for storage. So there you have that. And now for comparison. Here he is with 86 Prime. He's a little guy. Here he is with MP Prime. Here he is with Armada Prime. Here he is with the MMC Star Convoy. So you can see how that works out. And here he is with Tidal Wave. Just so you can see how he stacks up with our previous Titan class figure. And yes, he is a lot smaller than Tidal Wave. But here's the thing. He's too big to sell as a commander. And, we'll bring in Jetfire too, because people always bring up Jetfire when we talk about Commander class figures, but, you know, there he is with Jetfire. So, as you can see, like, he's too big to sell as a Commander, obviously too big to really sell as a Titan, but they weren't going to make a whole new class just for him, so they sold him as a Titan. Now, in all fairness, Prime is cheaper than Tidal Wave. I think Tidal Wave went for, like, what, 180, 190? I forget how much Tidal Wave went for, but Prime here is going for, I think, 150, 160. Again, I forget how much he's going for, but still, he is cheaper than Tidal Wave. So at least they're not charging you the same price. They're not charging you a Titan class price, at least. I know people will still say he's not worth the price, but at least they're not selling him for what they are selling Tidal Wave for. And here he is with the other primes that we have so far, at least what we have in the States. I believe in Canada they released one of the other ones, but this is what we have in the States so far. So here we have our primes, Star Optimus Prime being the primiest of them all, the biggest of them all, but we got some maximum primage going on here, so there you go. So that is basically it for the robot mode. Now, one more thing I want to touch on, too, is I'm sure people saw the hollow legs and thought, oh my god, he probably weighs nothing. I mean, he's not super heavy, but he's not light either. Like, you pick him up, there is some heft there, so he's not, you know, not heavy, but not super light either. There is some weight there. But anyway, robot mode, we're done with it. So let's get down to transformation, shall we? Let's. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to open up this panel right back here. Then we're going to take his hand and we're going to slide it back. Then you're going to rotate it up, slide it down, then rotate it up again, and then slide it in. Then close that up. Then we're going to take the elbow. We're going to bend it back. You want to take these guns here. Just rotate them back. Just bring that arm all the way down against the body. Now we're going to rotate the arm up, and then we're going to take this panel right here, we're going to untab it, and just lay it flat like that, and second verse is just like the first. So now we're going to open up the chest, bring these sections out, take the head, and rotate it in. Then we're going to take the arms here, unclip them, and just bring them up part way. Bring these out, close this back up, and then we can snap these two halves together. Once you've done that, you can take these panels here, flip these up, and you have a tab slot connection that'll happen right there. Just bring that in, and tab it in, bring that in, tab that in. Then you want to take this whole upper body and rotate it 180. Once that's done, you want to open up these panels, flip this section down, and then collapse these sections down, and you got that all done. So now for the legular region, we're going to take the legs and just clip them together. We're going to take these panels here and bring them up. We're going to bring them out. I'll double hinge here, so just bring them out like that. And then we can just take these panels, they'll tab into the sides right here. So just tab that in, tab that in. So now we want to open up the front of the legs, and that's just so we can take the crotch panel here, open that up, bring that down, and then we can close that back up. And last thing to do is just lay him down, take his toes, and rotate them down, and there you go. There you have Star Optimus Prime in his oh god, that was scary. Okay. But there he is. There he is in his alt mode. And my god, that's a long trailer. I guess hence why he needs treads, but that's a long trailer. But there he is. In his alt mode. It's a very long, very long alt mode here. But let's get in close so we can take a look at the details. You got those front headlights picked out in yellow. You got the metallic blue there for the windshields and windows. Little doors there. All these wheels are pinned and can roll. You got the little barrels, little gun barrels up there that can rotate, angle those how you want. Moving down, you just got the stripe that keeps going and going and going and going and going. Autobot symbol. You got the tank treads back there. There should be a "We Brake for No One" bumper sticker back here as far as I'm concerned. But hey! There is the back. There is the top. There is the bottom. Well, invisible chest syndrome, if you want to count that. Get that tab back in. The tank treads do have little rolling wheels, so guess what? He can roll, as rolling things should. Hooray for rolling. And for comparison, here he is with 86 Prime. Here he is with the MP. Here he is with the MMC version. Just so you can see how they fare against one another. And there he is with everybody else. So you can see how they all look together. So, there you go. Now, as far as storage, you can store the weapons. Big old blaster here. You're using this post. Plug in right there. And using this post, and that will plug in right here. Just plug that in. And there you have your storage. Hooray for storage. And you can open up the back here. You do have those ramp connectors if you want to use them. Things you can do if you want to do it. You can take a little hot rod here. And you can just hang out back there if you want. As far as MC13, you know, he takes up a lot of real estate. Pretty much all the real estate in there, so you can't really just... you can't just roll him in there. Unfortunately, you will have to just kind of open that up and then just kind of get him in there. And, you know, peg him in place and then close it back up if you want him in there. So that's pretty much the only way that's going to work. But as far as your smaller bots go, they can hang out right in there if you want. So that is basically it for the alt mode, and it just looks weird to me. I'm not really a fan of it. It just looks weird, but hey, it is what it is. But let's get down to transformation again, shall we? Oh Lord. Let's do that. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to come under here. We're going to remove this entire tread section. We're going to put that off to the side. After we have done that, we're going to open up the legs. Let's get them opened up all the way. We want to take these panels here and untab those. Just bring those out. We want to take these panels here on the other side, bring them up, flip that up, and then close all of that back up. Once that's done, take the crotch plate, bring that up, bring this up also, and then we're going to bring the whole upper body up at the hips. Just bring that up like that, and then you have this blue section back here. Just bring that down, and that will hold him up. Now at this point, we just want to unfold the crotch plate just so we have the clearance to rotate that section to the side. Then we can bring this back in. You can take these panels here and just bring them down against those panels so it's looking like that. And now we're basically going to transform his upper body back into robot mode. So bring these up, bring these down. You want to split the arms. You want to bring the chest down. You want to flip the head back up. Close this up. Close that back up. Bring the arm down. Snap that into place. Take this section, bring it up and over. Straighten out the arm. Undo this panel here. Take the hand, slide it down, rotate, slide it back, rotate, and just slide that back up. Close that up, bend the elbow, bring the arm down, rotate those guns forward. Second verse, just like the first. And once that's done, you just take his head and you just angle that down. And now for this section, you just want to take these panels and bring them down. And again, you have those ramp connectors there. You want to flip it over, and you want to take these sections and open them up. Open that up. And then you want to take this tread assembly here and just untab it and bring those back. They'll just sit angled like that. And you got that ready to go. And what's going to happen here is you have a post right here that's going to go into a port right here. So you just line that up, plug that in, and There you go. There you have Star Optimus Prime in his base mode. And, yeah, sure. I've seen better base modes. I've seen worse, but I've seen better. You know. It is what it is. Now, this is not the full look here. What we need to do now, we want to bring the weapons in, so we give him his little fire sword. We plug the gun in his hand, and that's supposed to, you know, finish off the look there. You can keep the chest open and have that going on, and that makes it look a little, you know, a little less like he's just totally in robot mode. There, you know, you can do that. The instructions say to keep the chest closed, but you can leave it open. It really just looks, you know, better that way. Kinda, I mean, you know. And we can have MT-13 here in his little battle mode. I like to just kind of sit him right there, because I think that looks cool. Hey, things you can do if you want to do it. But we do have a cool little play feature here. So if we're bringing the turret with Hot Rod, we can just plug this into this port here, and we have this little wheel. You do have to get the arm out of the way, otherwise it'll collide, but you can spin this wheel, and it'll spin the turret. That's pretty cool. You can just totally just... Jane, stop this crazy thing! Hey, things you can do if you want to do it, right? Yay. And if you don't want to do that, you can just have Hot Rod just kind of chilling in here and manning the base. Hey, again, things you can do if you want to do it. I mean, if you want this to look a little bit more, you know, a little less like a robot sitting down, you can always just kind of, you know, flip his hands back in and just kind of angle them, maybe like rotate them up so they look like towers or something. There's always ways you can fan mode this up to make it look a bit better. So, there you go. So there you have Star Optimus Prime, and yeah, he's kind of a mixed bag for me personally. I like the robot mode. I think that looks really good. The alt mode, looks weird to me. The base mode, yeah, the base mode is nothing to write home about. But you do get a lot of accessories. There's a lot to do here. So there definitely is play value here, and I will never complain about play value. I'm not going to judge this as a Titan class figure because it's not. It's being sold as a Titan class, but it's not. So I'm not going to judge it as such. So yeah, things I like about this figure, things I'm not crazy about. But again, you know, there's a lot of play value here, so I feel like this is a figure that one could have a lot of fun with. So, there you go. Now, I picked this up from Hasbro Pulse. I'll put a link to their site in the description down below so you can check that out. You can also check out the Age of the Primes playlist for any reviews you may have missed. Also linked in the description down below so you can check that out as well. And I think that's it, so don't forget to check out EmGo's, check out Love, Peace, Paranormal, follow me on Twitter, all of that good stuff down in the description below, and I think that's pretty much all there is to say. So, there is the Transformers Age of the Primes, a Titan class Star Optimus Prime, and this is EmGo saying, remember, you don't stop playing because you grow old because you stop playing. Be geek, be proud, palm in your face. Hey, Prime. Hey, Prime. Hey, Prime.
What is it, Hot Rod?
Question. Will I ever be leader someday? And also, when I become leader, will I be as big as you?
1, no. 2, very no.
Why not?
Well, because you suck.
Well, that's mean.
Oh, truth hurts.
Well, can I live in your chest?
What am I, Soundwave? No!